G'day everyone, my name's Dean. This is going to be a bit of a weird video today for the Test Championship because I've actually got no audio from the game for about the first 3 minutes of this video. So it's going to be a bit weird. You're not going to hear the ball hitting the bat as a lot of the broadcasters have been doing for various sports around the world while this pandemic has been going on, is they've been adding in fake crowd noise. So that's what I've got at least here for a little bit of time. Just on in the background, we take a look at the standings there, of course, reminding us that the West Indies do need to win this game in order to progress through to the next stage. As we see an outside edge there from Hetmeyer, it's going to be the end of his fabulous knock of 125. Trent Boult getting that wicket around the wicket, left arm around the wicket, getting an edge. Bit strange, but it's worked for the Kiwis here. Ross Taylor happy to take the catch. As we see the West Indies 300 for 6 after getting that lead pretty early on this morning, as they only trailed by 1 overnight. The new ball 9 overs old, and they've actually scored pretty heavily with the West Indies. They've put on about 40 odd runs so far in the first few overs, although now it looks like the run rate has certainly dipped with Dowrich and Holder now being at the crease. There's going to be some buys there as we keep going in this day's play. And big focus, I guess, on the West Indies, because remember, they do need to win this match to progress through in the Test Championship. So a massive opening innings would certainly give them the best possible chance of doing that. We know they've already scored a 500-plus run score here in Trinidad earlier on in the competition, and it looks like they're on track to get somewhat of a similar score, somewhere in the 450 to 500 range would certainly be a very, very big score for them right now, and that's what they would be, I guess, aiming for with Dowrich on 99 at the moment. Is he still 99? Yes, he is. Oh, jeez, he's almost dropped that one on. And I do actually believe this is the last ball of the session, so if he doesn't get the 100 here, he's going to have to wait on it for a whole session. And de Grandon with some good fielding off his own bowling. So Dowrich will remain on 99. Very stiff as he comes from the field. From 249 balls. It's been a long time coming for him. For that big partnership there with Shimron Hetmeyer. It was worth close to 200. 380 for 6 here, the West Indies. They've got a lead of 104. Dowrich still on 99. And he's got this one away. That'll take him to the 100. From 250 deliveries. What a knock it has been. Absolutely superb. He's thrilled about it. Absolutely thrilled. And Jason Holder, let's not discount how he's gone about things today. He's been very important as well for the West Indies, just getting this scoreboard ticking over. He's got 40-something now from 86 deliveries. 41 from 93. We see another inside edge going to go to the boundary. Oh, no, it's not. It's going to be fielded. It'll just be the one. But he's obviously played a pretty important role here as well for the West Indies, just getting these runs for them. And you'll be pleased to know that this is the last delivery without sound. We have sound back now, everyone. So apologies for taking that long to get it in. I was playing The Last of Us 2 on my PlayStation earlier this week using a different headset to the one I normally use, so I plugged straight into the console. And I left it plugged in, which meant that the audio wasn't actually outputting to my computer. Anyway, I'm sure you don't really care about that explanation as to why there was no, sounds going on throughout the game, but there it is anyway. As the West Indies, this partnership continues to grow. Was that maybe a drop chance? Not sure if it carried. Got awfully close though. This one pulled away from Holder. It should be a couple. Boundary was in his sights. Doesn't quite get there. It'll just be the 2. Good direct hit from in the deep. Even though there was no running between the wickets for a run out. As now this one's hooked away. And it'll be 4. 444 on the board. Still 4 wickets in hand. Huge from the Windies. Now another inside edge that's somehow missed the stumps. Once again, another big partnership. So this is back-to-back really big partnerships by the West Indies of 100-plus run pairings. And they are well and truly in the box seat in this game now. Their lead, 174. Absolutely huge. 183 the lead. Oh, there's another edge that's going to skip away for some more runs. This will be 1, just the 1 there. 460 on the board. Oh, that shaped back nicely. And I tell you what, if it wasn't out, I would have been very furious because it looked absolutely plumb. It's the end of Shane Dowrich. His 128-run score comes to a close. Trent Boult was the man to provide the breakthrough for New Zealand. With that lead now, 184. They've still got 3 wickets in hand over the West Indies, so they can probably still push this up to that 500 mark if they bat well enough, and especially with Holder batting the way he is right now. 75 not out from 150. He's batted quite slow, but I wonder if we might see that accelerate throughout this final session of play, which is just about to get underway. As we finish off the second session, Holder and Cornwall come from the ground. Boult has 4 wickets, Santner with 2. New Zealand have the West Indies 473 for 7 after another 160-run partnership. Absolutely huge from the West Indies. So that's back-to-back, 150-plus partnerships from the West Indies that has put them into this strong position after we thought that maybe New Zealand were going to come up with the goods as Wagner swings one back in, and that looks pretty out to me. Umpire agrees. So they'll be pretty pleased with that effort. Neil Wagner and the New Zealand side. 486 for 8. The West Indies. But this has been a pretty good test. We've seen both sides struggle with the bat early and then recover well late. Obviously, New Zealand, it was Ross Taylor for them who got them to that close to 300 score. I think it was 276, their first innings score. And then the West Indies, well, they were about 5 down for about 160 or 170 or something like that. And then all of a sudden, they're now 8 down and they've surpassed 500 as Holder pulls this away to the boundary. And another 100 brought up for a West Indian batsman. Jason Holder's got one for himself now. 10 fours for this ton. Absolutely huge by him. And the runs keep coming with a bit of luck. I tell you what, we've seen some very, very good batting from the West Indians today. We knew that their batting lineup certainly does the job at times. And once again today, we've seen that on display. Is that 3 guys that have made hundreds in this innings? I'm not even sure, to be honest. I'll have to have a look at it maybe a little bit later on as Roach gets the edge. New Zealand have another wicket. Take it to 5-20-21, I think, for 9. As it was Trent Boult again, picking up his 5th. I mean, you hate really getting a 5-fer in these sorts of conditions because it just looks really bad on the record, doesn't it? 127 for 9, 527 for 9. Boult 5 for 142. So it's, as I said, not the 5-fer you really want to get when you've been smacked all over the park by lots of guys, really. The 3rd new ball will be available in one delivery. I just wonder whether New Zealand are going to take it or if they'll keep their 2nd new ball for a little bit longer, given it has provided a few of the breakthrough wickets and maybe will make it a bit more difficult on the scoring side of things. But they'll just want to get this last wicket now. Get rid of Warrican or get rid of Holder, whichever works for them will be the main go here. Look at that Trent Boult this spell. 1 for 11 from his 4 overs. As we see this one from Warrican pulled away. Should be worth a couple of runs. Should be worth a boundary. We'll take the lead up to 273. Well, that one through to the keeper at 5:49 for 9. Trent Boult getting ready to steam in for another delivery. But looks like the West Indies have decided to declare 5:49 for 9. Trent Boult's 5-wicket haul there as well. As we see 5:49 for 9. 3 guys scoring 120 for the West Indies. Dowrich, Hetmeyer and Holder. Huge scores by them. And it will bring New Zealand to the crease with 2 overs to face this evening before we do see the end of the day's play. Yeah, that's not going to tickle, that one. First delivery there. Hits Blundell straight in the chest. And didn't actually run there. Or they did run, but it didn't count. So a maiden first over as Latham finally gets the first runs for New Zealand off his bat. Should go all the way for 4. With the seventh delivery of the innings. As we've got 1 ball left today. It's going to be blocked by Tommy Latham. New Zealand will end the day 4 without loss. 269 runs behind the West Indies. There is so much work for them to do on the 4th day's play. West Indies, of course, they need to bowl well day 4. If they're going to get any chance of winning, day 4 is the day to do it. The penultimate day of this test match is coming up tomorrow. New Zealand 269 runs behind the West Indies. Can they get themselves back in the game? Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow for what is, I'm sure, going to be a cracking 4th day of play. Goodbye.